Talk about today because I have had to deal with this twice in the last few weeks and it is really freaking annoying. Okay. Both times, men who are consider themselves, okay, they are professionals in their field. Maybe they've done it 20, 30 years. Hey, Suleiman, how's it going? Hey, cute. Anyway, and this comes up and it just, I mean, the qualities of their being a dick is just so clear now that I see it. Um, what are these qualities? And what are the qualities to watch out for? Because believe me, these are not fun to deal with. And they're really incredibly annoying to deal with when you're dealing with professionals that are supposed to be in a service area and they are supposed to be they're supposed to have clients. Maybe you even come to them wanting to bring them business or wanting to bring them clients, and they have this type of attitude. And I think this is an attitude, honestly, that we as women get a lot more than guys, because I notice right away how the tone of the conversation changes when you bring a man in, and this is not okay. Hey, Suleiman, I am doing good. How are you, my friend? What have you been up to? Hey, Khalik. Uh, so, um, what happens? What happens with these guys? These are guys that love to hear the sound of their own voice. They do not take a breath to ask a question. Why is this so? And they make complete assumptions and ask no questions, right? They talk very loud, typically. They talk without stopping. They're very full of themselves. And what really gets me is when they think that they have got the right to yell at another professional or to speak down to somebody, right? Now, I know I look young and I know I look, pretty and stuff, and I don't look my age, but I have been in this business a very long time. And when a man starts yelling or just being condescending and talking to me like I don't know anything, right? Just because I am being nice, this is not okay. And this happens all the time. And I've just been subjected to it twice, and I am just so over it. Okay. But what are the qualities of this type of person so you can spot them right out of the gate, even while they are still pretending to be nice? Okay. You know you're dealing with a dick right away, and you might as well just walk away. Don't bother giving them any business. Okay. One of the qualities is they talk all the time. They talk all the time, and it's very hard to get a word in edgewise. They are, when you get them talking about themselves, they just blah, 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 right? And they don't ask you any questions. They don't ask any clarifying questions, right? So for me, as a professional, as a lawyer, when I go to see someone, when I go to see a client, or when someone comes to me, the first thing I do is I ask questions. I keep asking questions. They tell me I want this and this, and I'm like, oh no, that's bad, or you shouldn't do that, or don't do that, right? Then I just keep asking questions. I'm like, okay, well, why do you want that? What is it you're looking for? What is it you're trying to do? What's the outcome you're looking for, right? I don't immediately assume that I know what they're doing and that I'm just going to tell them the answer right there, because it could be completely off base based on what they really want to do. If I haven't asked any questions, how can I know? Or when someone comes to you and starts making assumptions about what you do for work or what someone else does for work, and they don't dig into it, they don't ask any questions. This is when you know that this person is a dick. Okay. They are just so full of themselves and their own ego that they cannot be spoken to, and they really barely can be reasoned with. And the worst part is, I watch men do it when they think they can get away with it by doing it to a woman. I recently was in a situation where I had I organized a meeting with someone, and then this person went, broke their NDA, told their brother. The brother came and started screaming at me and the person who'd introduced us. And I kept saying, well, don't you want to talk to the man whose this is, right? You need to talk to him. This is his business. I'm not allowed to speak about it. I'm under an NDA, and I'm an attorney. I can't talk about what their business is, even though I was on the call, right? I'm like, you need to speak to them directly and stop yelling at me about it. But this person didn't actually want to speak to them directly. This is another case. They're like, my mind is made up. Don't confuse me with the facts. Okay. There's another example of this type of person. They get so on their high horse and self-righteous about it. And I'm so right. And they don't ask a single question, and they don't go and actually go to the person that they are upset at. They prefer to take it out on a woman. And this is two guys, like right in the last couple weeks, that I've had to deal with this with. And boy, it makes my blood boil when this happens. Okay. And the second person is supposed to be a professional, works at a law firm. This guy is supposed to be someone who deals with clients and helps clients and works with clients all the time. I went to him because I wanted to actually bring him business. Okay. I introduced a client to him who might want to bring him business. And they sent some emails, and then he got some idea in his head and he just ran with it. Oh my God. And during the meeting, admittedly, he did not stop talking. He did not ask us a single question for a straight hour. He just blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, I could deal with that. And, some people are like that. Some people are full of themselves, but they're still good at what they do, But when I recognize somebody is not good at what they do is when they don't ask you any questions and you are a client. Then they are not good at what they do. And you are going to see this a lot with professionals, particularly men, sadly. But a lot of times professionals who might be in banking, who are in law, who are in other types of things like this, where they do a lot of study to get to the point they're at, right? Or perhaps they have a lot of experience. They're used to being the one who knows it all and to telling everybody else what to do and to telling people they're wrong. And that is their MO. Okay, that is not a good professional. That is not a good person to help you with what you want to do in your life. No matter how knowledgeable they sound, if they are not asking you questions and actually trying to get to the core of what's going on, and you need to have a little bit more of a humble attitude to be able to do that. You need to be like, well, maybe there's something I missed. Can you explain that? Well, that sounds like this, but there might be something I missed. Can you give me a little bit more information? And this thing about men, just like, it just makes me so mad when these guys do this. And it's not all men. It's a very specific type of person. And they seem to enjoy venting their spleen on women, particularly young women, who are not going to yell back at them. Now, in the situation I was in, I was representing somebody else. So, I just had to, I'm not representing myself. I can't just scream back at this person, right? I'm representing a client. So I just have to sit there, be quiet, and take it. And, every time I would try to reason logically with them, they would just roll right over me yelling. And this is really inappropriate behavior for men. I don't care if you are in your 50s or your 60s or you think you own the world. You do not treat people like that. And the sign that is going to get you to catch onto this before you end up in that situation, hopefully, is spotting this, spotting the arrogance, spotting the fact that they don't take a breath when they speak, and that all they want to do is just let you know how much they know instead of asking you any kind of questions. So anyway, that was something I had to deal with. So I want to share with you because I think it's good to, just for me now, I'm recognizing, okay, these are not people that I want to try to do business with. Okay. Sometimes these kind of people, I honestly find them quite entertaining in social situations. So this kind of the blustery person who just, can't keep their mouth shut and is being inappropriate and is talking about all kinds of stuff. I honestly find that kind of person kind of entertaining. Sometimes it's a little endearing depending on the type of personality they have. But when I now see this as a very clear thing to look for when you're trying to do business with somebody. This is not somebody you want to do business with. And I have seen this now over and over, and I'm thinking back and spotting the different occasions where I have seen this, and I've seen that person in their relationship, in their partnership, blow up, not just with me, not just like people I've dealt with personally, but people I've watched deal with my clients over the years. So that's why I'm saying, watch out for this type of personality type, typically men, unfortunately, because they're trained to believe that, they are God's gift. And they often do it to women. So watch how they behave to women, especially if you are a man and you're thinking about doing business with someone who seems to be like this, but maybe they're treating you nicely. Watch how they behave to a woman because that's going to give you a lot more insight into their character. People who are bullies typically bully people that they think they can bully. They're not going to bully a strong man, right? That's just not their MO. And when you bring in a man, then they all of a sudden start, oh, wait, oops, and they start backing off, right? Which is often why they don't want a man in the room if they're trying to vent their spleen, because they know the man would rightfully pop them one, right? So, this is just something to watch out for in business, in relationships. Just little tip, keep your eyes open for it. And if someone tells you that you are that type of a man, then please do take it seriously, because this is not something that you want to have to deal with in your life. You do not want other people to deal with, and you definitely don't want it in a partnership type of relationship. So watch out for those specific characteristics. That's what I'm going to be watching out for, because you know what? I just freaking don't have the time to deal with it. I don't need to deal with people that are dicks. I've got a life. I have a career. I've got what I need. You know what I mean? I don't need clients like that. Frankly, I don't need to recommend business to people like that. So just so you know, that's the scoop. Okay. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. Hope this helps you at some point in your life, and hopefully makes that little red flag go up when you spot someone like this, and it saves you a lot of trouble down the road. All right. You guys have a great day, and see you tomorrow.